So thank you everyone for coming and participating on our presentation called Beep Beep, Want to know how to buy a car? My name is Sharon.
And I'm Jessica.
And let's get started. So just a disclaimer, the information presented is based on research conducted by us. And we encourage everyone to participate in the discussion and do your own research as well as to be informed.
Okay, so now we have our table of contents. Number one, what's my budget? So basically, whenever you make a big purchase, you should always set a budget for yourself so you don't go under, you don't go over. Basically, know what you have to work with. And number two, we have what are my options? So this is when you list possible options like dealership versus outside. You can find discounts, promotions. And then number three, decisions. So this is when you weigh out all your options and decide. So later down in the slide, we actually have like standards that you can use to decide like when choosing a car. And then we have number four, am I up to date? We're just basically telling you or showing you the documents that you need in order to get a car. Number five, when can we meet up? So this is when, this is the time that you go to the dealership, you have your payment ready, you sign the papers. And lastly, how much did you live? So this is just gonna tell us, like if you guys learned anything, who's listening. So yeah.
So number one, what's my budget? The first step to buying a car is knowing your budget because you don't want to, your income can't be like a specific amount, but then you want like $100,000 car, right? So you have to keep it in your budget in order not to be in debt. So the $1,000 to $2,500, you may not be able to find a reliable used car just because it's a very small amount. However, $2,000 to $5,000, $2,500 to $5,000. This can find some good mid-range sedans that have somewhere, but it will still get you from point A to point B, which is the main goal of a car. And remember, the higher the down payment is, like the less monthly payments you will have, because the down payment is like a part of the whole car price. Okay, so $5,000 plus, any budget over $5,000 can get you a great used car or help you finance a car at the dealership.
So what are my options? So the second step to deciding if you want to finance a car through dealership or look through buy and sell pages on Facebook. So as you guys mentioned, we have Atkins PROA Saipan, Triple J Motors Saipan, and we have Jilton Motors. And Facebook buy and sell.
Whether you're looking to purchase a new Toyota, would prefer to browse Aura used car lot, or require automotive service, make Atkins PROA Saipan your one-stop shop.
So are you searching for new or used cars and sport utility vehicles on Saipan? Must come to Triple J. Triple J Motors Saipan is your one-stop shop for the best value vehicles in Sweden.
So for Jotun Motors, what started as a gas station and automobile repair shop in the early 1960s eventually gave birth to a highly technical, modern, and automotive sales hub. Jotun Motor Company is known as the premier automotive dealership in the Northern Mariana Islands.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so based on the three, you can tell that they have different marketing strategies, different words. I guess you could say that the brief description really matters because that's what catches your attention first, right? So looking at these three, if you've decided to purchase outside, there's also Facebook buy and sell. But the only thing that we want to let you know is that you should be careful when you're purchasing from another person. You should always have someone that's knowledgeable in cars because you don't want to pay for a car and then take it home and see that you have all these problems. And car problems are pretty expensive. So
okay, decisions. So the third step is to weigh all your options and decide based on these factors. Now, so the first one is conveniency. So how convenient is it to drive around your car? So second, maintenance. Third one is safety. which is why you have to think about your safety and you have to like research whether the car had any problems in the past to make sure you don't have those safety. Okay, and the fourth one is fuel efficiency, gas. The gas prices are out of this world right now. Definitely one of the more important things to think about. Fifth one is cost. The last one is style. So these are the factors that you should think about. So under our three dealerships, under Atkins Pro, we have Toyota, Lexus, Scion, Chevrolet. Under Triple J, we have Hyundai, and then Mazda, Mitsubishi, and Genesis. Under Jotun Motors, we have Nissan, Ford, Honda, and Kia.
Okay, so next, am I up to date? Basically, these are just the documents that you need to get your car. And first, for the dealership, you need a verification of employment. So, they just want to make sure that you have a source of income. And then next is a minimum of 4 check stubs. So check stubs are basically an extra step of verification when it comes to your source of income. Because, I could say that I make $10,000 a month, but then if I don't have the check stubs to prove it, right? And then next, proof or rent or utilities. So not everyone will be asked to provide this probably. It just really depends on how much your income is and how much the car that you want to borrow is. And all of these apply to a potential co-signer. So I'm not sure if you've all heard that term before, but I'm just going to go ahead and explain. So a co-signer is someone that is equally responsible and has authority over the car and the car loan, right? So when you're looking for a co-signer, like you just want to find someone that you trust and that they trust you. A good example is maybe like a partner, a long-term partner, or maybe your parents. So you only need a co-signer if you're not eligible on your own. Okay, and then next, if you were to get a car from someone, well, a bill of sale is needed because you need to transfer the name under your, you need to transfer the car under your name, right? And then proof of insurance. You never want to drive a car off without insurance. So you need to make sure that the car is insured or you have insurance ready and that your name is under the insurance.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you have good credit score, you may not need a cosign. So it is best to start building your credit score now.
Okay, so when can we meet up? So now that we've chosen a car from the dealership or Facebook buy and sell, a payment is secured and ready, and the original documents are up to date with extra copies for primary borrower and cosigner. It's time to sign and make that car mine. So it's time to visit the dealership or schedule a meetup with the car owner. And now you're a car owner and you have your own car.
Okay, now we're going to introduce our special guest speaker. We have Mr. Ray Alvarez. So he's actually the sales manager at Jotun Motors since October 2017. And he works with brands that include Nissan, Kia, Ford, Honda, and Yamaha power products. So Mr. Ray, I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to you.
Well, hey, that was very informative. Good job, ladies. Yeah. So as you guys know, going through an auto dealer, one of the big three we call AK with Toyota, Triple J with the brands that were mentioned in Jotun Motors, is that we make it very easy for you guys to get a car. Now that could be good and bad, right? You want to go to one spot and they will just take care of everything for you, and in 2 days you're driving on a brand new car. But you have to make sure that the car doesn't become unnecessary stress, especially if you guys are students. You guys got to focus on studying and everything like that. You don't want to worry about per paycheck payments of $250, for example. I would recommend my tips. There's a lot of tips online, but my big 4 tips are these, you guys. You got to be responsible and know your budget. Everybody wants a nice car, right? But the price of cars, as you know, with everything in the economy nowadays, everything is going up. Shipping is going up. Gas prices are going up. So what does that mean to the dealers? Anybody? It means the price of cars are going up as well. So know your budget, okay? I believe now the used car market is a great first start for first-time buyers. If you guys are first-time buyers, I highly recommend starting at a used car and save $10,000 to $15,000. Get yourself a good used car, build your credit up. You know, credit is important, but it can also be very dangerous. You can walk into the dealership with excellent credit, put $0 down, and leave with a new car. That's up to you. And as your speakers mentioned as well, the down payment is important, right? Because the higher the down payment that you put down, the lower your monthly payments will be. It's just it's simple math. What we need to teach students is the problems of debt, right? Debt costs money. The best way to buy a car, you guys, is save for a couple years and pay cash, right? If you pay cash for a car, you can show that you can save $5,000 a year, for example. When you buy yourself a 2017 Honda Civic for 10 grand cash, you will no longer have to make any monthly payments, right? It's done. Insurance, you will not be required to get full coverage insurance. Anytime you have a lien holder on your car, which is any of the banks here, you're gonna have to get full coverage, which is like 4 times the amount, 5 times the amount versus liability only. If you own a car and it's yours, all you have to pay for is liability. Liability is $170 a year, and that's all you have to pay. Okay, so just keep in mind that when you're financing your car, the banks want full coverage. In case you get into an accident, the banks are not going to lose their investment in the loan. Okay. Another word of advice is I do see a lot of people coming here and they want cars that budget-wise they just can't afford. You know, for example, does anyone know what a Honda Civic Type R goes for? Yeah, our retail right now on the Type R, which is of course, that's a niche market car, is about $44,000. And I got a kid, 19 years old, that walked in. He's working 6 months at Shell, making maybe $9 an hour. And he asked me if he could get this car. And it just, of course, it doesn't work, right? He's gonna put $700 down and his monthly payment is gonna be about $900. So you gotta know what you need for the immediate need, right? So that comes to number 2. Be knowledgeable and know your credit score. A lot of first-time buyers do not have credit, right? So as you're building your credit after high school, you go get yourself a $500 credit card, or you know, you get a loan somewhere, a $500 personal loan, and you pay it back on time. Your credit score slowly goes up. With online accessibility, you can have your credit score at a click of a button. So you want to be at around 650 FICO up to about 800. 800 is the best credit score I've seen here at the dealership. But I believe you can have an 850 credit score if you're perfect. You know, the higher the credit score, the lower the interest that you will pay if you have to borrow money. You guys know what the average interest rate is for a car loan nowadays? Anybody?
6.75, maybe.
About average, yeah. That's for first, you know, anyone ranging from a 620 credit score up will pay about 6.75. Do you guys know that you're more likely to get approved if you go through the dealer? So that's why people come to the dealer, right? Because they're more likely to get approved. Why is that? Does anybody know why it's easier to get approved through a dealer versus if you go into First Hawaiian Bank, Bank of Guam, and say, can I get a car loan? Does anyone know? Okay, let me answer it. It's simply because the dealer loans are dealer backed. So for example, let's just say Miss Kaylani comes in and she's applying for a car and she just doesn't meet the requirement 100%. Joten Motors will say, go ahead and approve the loan for Kaylani and we will back the loan. So Joten Motors will be kind of like a back-end co-signer for anybody that cannot qualify on their own. So that's the advantage of going through Toyota, Triple J, and Joten Motors. So a lot of people come through the dealer, even though it's a little bit more expensive, right, for the cars, because you can get a car outside from your buddy, probably a couple $1,000s cheaper. But again, the risk of used cars is, you know, you don't know how much longer after you buy the car will be running good. So if you buy it through the dealer, they go through a 100-point inspection. They check everything on the car before you buy it. And I'm sorry, I'm referring to used cars with that example. Okay, so getting a direct loan, that 6.75 will actually be only 4.75 if you go direct. Where's the 2%? Where's the 2% going? If it goes through the dealer loan, it comes to the dealer. So the dealer is making money on your financing because you cannot go get a direct loan yourself because of lack of credit or lack of work history, etc. So my tip to first-time buyers is establish yourself and be patient and start affordably. Build your credit up, finish college, get a good job, make good money, and then come back in and apply for a new car. Used cars, side note, used cars, financing rates are higher through the banks versus new cars. So there is advantage with buying new cars. New cars, the banks love new cars and they give you really low interest rate. Do you guys know what Penn Fed or some online banks interest rates are for new cars at the moment?
Yeah. 3%.
How much?
3%.
Lower.
1%.
Yeah. So 1.99 is what you can get right now for a Honda Accord 2022 model. And you can, whatever car you want, Nissan Sentra, pickups, anything like that, you can get approved at 1.99. But you do need at least a 720 credit score. Okay. So it pays to be financially responsible. So just remember that, you guys. You guys are smart, right? Do the math. There's loan calculators on the internet where you can see what your payment will be every month if you put $700 down on a $15,000 car for 4 years with interest. It'll show you exactly to the penny almost how much you guys will be paying. So you want to make sure that it's affordable, right? Because what happens after you buy a car? We approve you and we get you a car. You're going to drive it, right? That's going to cost what? Gas money.
Yep.
$70 to fill up a Honda Civic now, almost. It used to be $48, $50 to fill up a Honda Civic. Yeah, so that's all caused by what's going on in the world and with inflation and stuff. So after you do that, of course, you have to get insurance, right? If you're below 25, the insurance is higher. So if you're a student and you're below 25, your insurance rate goes up because you're still at risk. Now that's more if you're a guy than if you're a girl. So if you're a girl, your insurance rate is actually less. Don't ask.
Wow.
Because it's International Women's Month, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay, kind of lost my notes here. All right, so let me see. Okay, so again, back to purchasing a car. Again, it's easy. Now, the only reason you would need a cosigner, again, you're a first-time buyer, you've worked less than 2 years, you want to come in and you're an independent person and you want to get a small car, $20,000. The bank still may not approve you, okay? In the States, they have first-time buyer programs, a little bit higher interest, and they will approve you as long as you're working 6 months. Here in Saipan, the banks require minimum of 2 years, but through the dealer loan, we can get it approved with 1 year of employment. Now, what about part-time employment? You guys are going to school, so you're working part-time. It doesn't help you guys out much. Part-time employment is actually looked down upon when it comes to financing. So a lot of people will come in with their parents or their uncle or a sister or brother that has been working and is willing to help them get their first loan. The dealer will approve it, and in 1 to 2 days, you're driving out with a brand new car. Okay? But I want to, me personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of Joten Motors or any of the other dealers, but do you guys know the acronym GOOD? Good? No one, right? Okay. It means get out of debt. All right? Get out of debt. If you're out of debt, life is good. Okay? $20,000 in debt leads to it's an accounting function called compound interest. Does anyone know what compound interest is?
Interest that is compound.
Honestly, Sharon.
Yeah, that's correct. Well, basically, it's pretty much, yeah, it is what it says. You're paying interest on interest. So let's just say your first payment is $500, right? How much of that do you think goes towards the principal balance? Okay, I'll say less than 50%. Okay, so if you have a $10,000 loan and your first payment is $500, your loan balance does not go down 500 because of the cost of using money, right? So your loan balance may go down only $200, and 300 of that goes towards interest. So you're paying interest on interest if you're getting late payments and all that stuff. So please be very careful when financing a car. Now, does anyone know what a credit agency is, a credit reporting agency? All right, so have you guys heard of TransUnion, Experian, or what's the other one? There's another one, but have you heard of the credit agencies?
Yes.
Okay, so the banks give you 2 weeks past your payment date to make your payment, and if you're late, the whole world knows about it. Anybody that runs your credit will see that. Miss Kaylani, if I can use you just as an example, Miss Kaylani made her payment. Miss Kaylani made her payment late for the month of February. It shows and it lowers your credit down. So again, you have to be proactive. I recommend getting an application called Credit Karma. That's Credit Karma, I believe, with a K. Yeah, with a K. It costs nothing to use, and you can see your credit in real time as if anybody that's pulling your credit will look. Cars are needed, right? But carpooling is becoming very popular. Ubers in the mainland, if you guys are going to be going to college off into the mainland, a lot of kids Uber because it's just door-to-door service for like $4, $5, $6. And if you do that 30 days, that's 180 bucks. You don't have to worry about gas. You don't have to worry about parking. In Saipan, though, I know everyone wants a car. So again, you just have to find out if it's a need or if it's just a want, right? Because again, you're dealing with money. And unfortunately, my experience here at the dealership is we have a lot of 20-something-year-old students, I mean, not students, 25-something-year-old applicants that already have negative credit ratings. So I want you guys to just think about it. I'd rather have a $15,000 car that's paid off versus a $40,000 car that the bank owns. If you're financing a car, who owns the car?
Bank.
It's not your car until it's paid off. So just remember that. Okay. I want to encourage you guys. Yes, get a car, but do so responsibly, okay? Because it's a big step. It's the second biggest purchase I believe a responsible adult makes. The first one would be their home. That's financed over 30 years. You know, so your payments are manageable. But man, if you do a loan calculator on a house, at the end of 30 years, see how much interest you paid to the bank. Simply because you didn't have the money to pay for it up front. So practice for a car. I would recommend, my advice to you guys is put this practice monthly payment into a savings account every month, $150 every payday. And in a year, take that money, come into the dealership and apply for a car and see what your monthly payments will be. And if it's affordable, let's do business. If it's not, be patient and try again when you have more down payment. To summarize, the bigger the down payment, the better it is for everybody. I had a Korean mother want to help her son get credit. I don't know if he's a student at NMC. I can't say any names, but so what the mom did is the car was $22,000. The mom put $20,000 down and we financed $2,000. The banks approved that loan. They love it. They love those kind of loans. So the banks approved it. The kid's going to pay it off in probably a year or two. His credit score is going to go up. Because it shows that he had a successful repayment.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarez.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you to Mr. Alvarez again for taking time to talk to us about getting a car and giving us such wise words and also scaring us. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for coming through to Pod-T2 or through Zoom. Thank you so
Should I go
much.
next?
Is it needed? No, right? Okay. And thank you whoever's watching us through our YouTube channel as well. Thank you for watching and participating, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.